G'day guys and girls, it is your boy Temp Sits, and today I'm back on the budget Boulevard bobber build. And we're going to be doing something very important, and that is swapping out this garbage reflector chrome headlight elliptical mess for a very tidy LED projector headlight. And this is very similar to the one that I used on the XSR Scrambler. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to go through the process of showing you how to do it and how to tidy this all up a little bit. Alright, now one of the big things that I see online is people talking about upgrading their headlights. There's quite often a lot of talk about swapping out a halogen bulb for an LED bulb. Now let me just tell you, this is a shit idea. I've got it in my car at the moment, I hate it. I've tried it with bikes before, horrible. Really not a good idea at all. The reason being is that the LED light just doesn't work well with a reflector housing. The light goes everywhere and it illuminates everything and doesn't focus properly, but because it's so bright it upsets everyone and it doesn't increase your vision that much. It is a really bad way to go. The alternative is obviously going for a projector lens style replacement. Now these days this is really cheap. This whole kit with the light and the housing was only like 80 bucks on Aliexpress. Super cheap. Amazon, it's cheap to do. The last headlight I got was off Amazon. It was very similar sort of pricing. Now this one I've bought as a kit to replace that whole headlight because it's got that elliptical shape, so you can't just swap it in. With different models you can just buy straight replacements, but for this 06 M50, for whatever reason Suzuki said, nah, we don't want people doing it, we're going to give you a dumb elliptical headlight. But it's easy, just replace it and then it's black already, so it matches the whole aesthetic of this bike that we're going for. But super easy thing to do on almost any bike, especially any with a round headlight, is to swap it out with a projector lens, because 80 bucks is like still not even expensive compared to high-end halogen bulbs. LEDs, you can get the bulbs cheap. Spend that extra little bit of money and do it properly, you will see way better and it will look way better. And especially one like this, it will look mad. Garbage. Not garbage. Alright, so basically what we're going to do here is we are going to pull the old headlight off in its entirety. We're going to build up the new headlight. We're going to put all the wiring and everything into it, and it's just going to plug straight in. It's got the same 3-pin that most headlights have these days on bikes, whether it's that 3-pin one. It's also got a wire for a running light. We'll see if we can wire that up as well while we're going. But it should be a pretty easy swap. Fingers crossed, it's a Temp Sits, so that is never the case, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, now this is a Temp Sits channel. I'm not a qualified mechanic, I'm just a dude in his garage giving it a crack. So I'm going to show you what I do as best I can, but it isn't really the place for instructions, and honestly, if I can do it, you can probably figure out how to do the stuff yourself. Let's crack in. First thing we're going to do, take off that headlight, put together the new one. The new one actually mounts differently, so this has got a couple of bolts down on that lower triple tree. That's how the stock one's attached. This one has a couple of clamps that go around the forks. Hopefully they fit, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alright, here we've got the kit in its entirety. We've obviously got the lens, we've got the bucket, we've got a couple of rings for fitting it, the hardware for the forks, and then the hardware for the actual headlight. Let's put it together. Here we've got a close-up of the headlight. As you can see, that's the 3-pin that we're talking about, and then it doesn't have any holes on the back for mounting, but that's why we've got those brackets that come with it, that they go into these. Sweet, looks mad.
Hey guys, real quick, if you're interested in knowing how to put the actual headlight together into its housing, I've got a link in the description to this video by SB. That's the video that I watched to put it all together. It was very finicky, but her explanation was very handy in putting it all together, so go watch that.
Alright, so I've pulled the old headlight off. And as you can see, it's got that connection that fits into the thing. So I'm going to pull everything out, but first I'm just going to check that the headlight actually works. Alright. Plug it in. Voila. High beam and flash. Perfect. This bike doesn't actually have a running light. Whenever the ignition's on, the headlight's on, so we don't need to worry about the extra running light. Alright, so as you can see here, we've got the lens all installed in the surrounds, and then you've just got the adjuster screw here that you can adjust depending on which side of the road you drive. Alrighty, so as you can see here, I've removed the lens. What I'm going to do is pull all of that wiring back out the back. I'm going to pull this whole bucket off and put all the wiring through the new bucket before installing it. Alright, I've just got a couple of 10mm nuts holding it on down the bottom here. Pull them off, pull it off, and then we should have a bit more access to get all this wiring out. So what we've done here is, instead of pulling off this bracket from the triple tree, because that was hard to do, we just unscrewed the bolts from the bucket, pulled all the wiring out the back. Now what we're going to do, feed it all through the new bucket, attach that to the forks, headlight on, voila. These brackets that came with to attach it to the forks don't actually fit round enough, so we flattened it out a little bit. Then we've still got some stainless steel zip ties, and we're gonna attach them to that. They're left over from the exhaust wrap, so winner winner chicken dinner. A couple of them, and hopefully that'll hold it tight enough to be mad. So as you can see, we've got these fork brackets on. Basically what we did was we bent them around to shape, and then we pulled them on with some steel zip ties. So now that that's all done, it's time to finish it up, put in the headlight, and we're done ski. And would you look at that? She is done ski. Now we've just got to turn her on. Oh, that's bright. Lovely. Thanks for that, guys. You've been great, and I will see you on the next video. Temp sits out.